Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rinkun.
Hello.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the stream. I'm Matt Pro. This is Rinkun, and the fellas, you want to introduce yourselves?
Hey, I'm Schoolbix, one of the head janitors.
Yeah, I'm Shrek Confirmed 2 for 3. I'm one of the other Jannies. Yeah, we're a big happy family at RSVP.
Yeah, bro.
And Rinkun, mind telling us what the purpose of today's stream is?
Okay, so this is kind of a thing. This is kind of like probably the biggest project this server is undergoing as a community. We're hoping it's the biggest, and hope you guys are as enthusiastic as us. So a week ago, 2 weeks ago, we announced a film festival through this video, the RSVP Film Festival, right? I get hunted by this disgusting furry creature, which gets revealed to be Globex, right?
Yep.
And he puts me in a hostage situation to explain what the RSVP Film Festival was. But it seemed obvious that people were a bit confused as to like how this film festival is going to operate. So this stream is going to serve the purpose of clarifying any questions about what the film festival is, including what the contest aspect is, what the convention aspect is. And we're going to go through some frequently asked questions that you submitted previously in the forms. And then after that, it's probably going to take around like 3 minutes or so. After that, we're going to take up any Q&A questions. So like try to be as patient as possible. We try to answer your questions as it pops up. So I'm just kind of going through like what the process of the RSVP Film Festival is. But we'll give you like the important links and the important like details on how to operate the film fest. And I just want to say this is Jim's brainchild, and I'm more of like an assistant here, dealing with the technical stuff. So round of applause to Jim, as well as the other admins who are helping us out, and many other people. Right?
Let's go, Jim. Let's work and go.
Yeah, honestly, I felt like with this community, we needed like a big event to like hype everyone up. And I'd say I got the idea from like the RCC experience. I'm not gonna lie.
I love RCC, bro. I love that game, man.
Yeah, and I feel like
lots of good memories there.
Yeah, and honestly, it's a shame we didn't get like another RCC experience. So I just wanted like the Winter Film Festival to be essentially an homage or a continuation of that idea. Like community event where everyone can hang out and show off their stuff.
So,
Man, you're getting old.
a lot of stuff is going on in my head. Okay, so let's go into the presentation. Drum roll, please. Just like tap on your table, but not too loudly. You might wake up. I don't know what type of the world you are. This is 9. It's 9 a.m. on my side, so
yeah,
it's almost 12 for me.
Okay. So, if you guys can look at the stream, we're going to do a presentation. This is the RSVP Film Fest, which is going to be this presentation is going to be an introduction, a FAQ, and a Q&A. Now, Frostburn asks, is this a film fest, a generic animation contest, or is it a winter themed? Or
wait.
Well,
it's vaguely winter themed. We're going over that in a second.
Yeah.
it's like a mix of the three, really. It's like animation contest in a way, but mostly just about cinema stuff. You feel me?
Yeah, what you might notice. Yeah, what you might notice is like through all of this, like we may like loosen or like strengthen, the guidelines for the contest depending on how many submissions we get. If you get like 10 submissions, that's a healthy amount. But if you only get like 5 submissions, we may loosen the requirements so more people can contribute. Next slide is we're gonna discuss the contest. All right, time to get serious. All right. Yep.
Hell yeah.
How to submit to the contest, right? So here's the thing. So there's 2 ways to submit it. One way is if you are on the Discord server, there is a channel called WFF Submissions, or the Winter Film Fest Submissions.
Yes.
Where you can just post on the forum, right? And just like post the link to the video. Post a link, YouTube link to the video. And I need to clarify, it needs to be a YouTube link, right? It can't be like other meet place. It can't be Instagram. It can't be like a TikTok. It can't be Vimeo or something.
Not even
Billy
YouTube
specifically.
YouTube,
right?
No Billy.
Yeah, but if you are not on Discord, because some of you guys are not on Discord, you can fill the form, right? Fill the form. We'll put the link later on, but there's a way to fill the form for the Winter Film Fest submissions, right? Just fill that out, and you'll be considered in, and you don't need to join the Discord server. Now, normally you'll have to provide a link to the video, your Discord tag or Roblox username, and then a list of collaborators, just in case like you want to shout out someone like during the stream. So next slide, film rules. All right, so we only have four solid film rules. The runtime needs to be 2 minutes to 20-minute runtime. Now, I gotta clarify here, but if you make like a 21-minute short film, it's not like, no, we can't accept this, right? You'll accept it, right? The only thing is that when we watch it for the stream, we're just gonna cut it at the 20-minute point and just tell people, okay, if you want to watch the rest of the film, go to this guy's channel and finish it up. Because depending on how much like films that we had to go through, if it's like multiple 20-minute films, like we're just gonna cut it at 20 minutes, right? So don't be afraid to like go above this time limit. It's just like if you're gonna watch it on the stream, we're just gonna stop at the 20-minute mark. That's it, right? But you do need to have at least 2 minutes of footage. We will not accept like a 1 minute of test footage or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 minutes, at least 2 minutes, which is good enough for like, you know, a music video. Rule number 2, it can be watched on YouTube. Now I need to clarify this. This means that it's not blocked, at least in the US. If it's like watchable for most countries, and usually nowadays that just means like, you know, like like you use music and it's blocked specifically in Russia or something. You know, just make sure like it's not blocked. Like the music or assets you use doesn't get blocked, and we can watch it like safe and sound. It's okay if you use copyrighted music or anything, as long as it doesn't get us blocked. All right.
Exactly.
Number 3.
Make sure it doesn't get you blocked either.
Yeah, this is like appropriate for YouTube. Now I need to clarify this. This is just a content warning. If your video doesn't get hit with like, you know, a content warning, you should be fine. But just make it like appropriate for YouTube, right?
Yeah. Nothing majorly fucked up or risque. Let's say nothing like overly morbid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like guys, we make Roblox movies, so as our primary hobby. So.
We have a question to FAQ kind of clarifying what we mean by this, like appropriate for YouTube, but if, like technically speaking, as long as you don't get like, let's say, you know how like you know, a topic kind of like mentions squidicide, you get a warning right at the start. Like, don't, you know, if it gets that warning, we can't include that, unfortunately. But you know, you can test the limits, but just as long as it doesn't get any warning before you watch it. And number 4, and I hope this is really obvious, you have to use Roblox some point in your animations, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the obvious part.
Right. So you're allowed to use Blender, right? Like for example, Gerald Gunner, I think he's in the audience. He makes like Roblox animations, but they're animated in Blender. But we can count that because like I think some of his models do come from Roblox, so that can count. I would say that can count.
So specifically, we're not going to be accepting animations that do not contain Roblox models or characters. If it's like, let's say, a Blender animation which does not have Roblox characters, we will not accept it. Your videos have to be specialized for Roblox.
Exactly, bruh.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna go into like what like limitations as to like the rule, but it's gonna be in the FAQ. Okay. So prompts. Jem, do you want to get into prompts? Just like I just want to clarify. These are not required.
Yeah.
These exist so it can like trigger creativity for your submissions if you don't already have something.
Yeah, so with the prompts, they fall into like the theme of like winter and whatnot. The first one is theme, and that being the theme of warmth, like, you know, getting warm or going someplace warm. The setting is winter, so of course, since it's like the Winter Film Festival, it feels fitting that the setting would be winter. And if you want to use a quote in it, you can use the quote, "It's getting cold outside." But to specify again, these are not required. But if you have no idea like what to do for this short, you can like include all these like prompts if you want to do it.
The purpose of the contest is to challenge yourself to get something done within a 2-month period. And you have to clarify this. Starting from now, you got 2 months to work on this, and you need at least 2 minutes of footage released. So that's a requirement. And I want to clarify this. Even though these prompts are not required, why should you try to go for these prompts? And we're going to answer that in the next slide because we have awards, right?
Yeah.
For this contest, we're going to give 4 awards, and right now we have a minimum, and probably for every award, we're gonna give the winners like 500 Robux, which is money that we have on our group fund in RSVP. By the way, if you guys want to help us out, buy the merch on our RSVP group. But the awards that we're gonna give first is best narrative. If you tell the best story, you can get best narrative, and you don't need to be a good animator, right? You might be like, you might not even know how to use like a Roblox studio. In fact, like you might not even use animation.
You might not even have like a Moon animator as well. You can still make a film with Roblox Studio or in-game.
Yeah, so you can, like, you know, machinimas are completely allowed, right? Use Roblox, and that doesn't require animation, but you are specializing in, like, you know, Roblox. So that's an option, you know? Raven Akira, they started their career making machinima videos and telling a story through that. So we invite that, right? And his series has a very deep narrative.
Okay, the next one is best production.
Okay, but let's say this. What if you don't really have a story in mind? That's good, because the best production are people who have showcased the most technical skills, right? Whether that's animation or how you can use Roblox. I need to clarify. Best production, we're gonna focus on how you use Roblox to just like the people who use the Roblox the best. And this might mean like you may have really amazing looking sets, you might have really good animation, or you use Roblox in a very creative way. That's best production. And the good thing about best productions, you might not have an idea for a story, but you have like an idea for visuals. You don't even need to have a story. You know, if you send us like in a music video, that counts as a film. It might not even have narrative aspects to it, but you can win best production even without a story. You just need to show that you know how to use Roblox. Third, most creative, and this is the one where like the prompts matter. The most creative, if you are able to implement one or more of the prompts in the most interesting way, you can get awarded for that. So if you are starting from scratch for this contest, you might try to go for like most creative and try to see if you can implement, you know, a theme of warmth, a setting of winter, and the quote, "It's getting cold outside." So that's most creative. And the last one is People's Choice.
This one is like self-explanatory. So the People's Choice Award is going to be an award that is going to be voted upon by you, the community. So if there's a short film within the list that you think is really, really good, you should vote for that one. And whoever has the most votes on that particular short film will win the People's Choice Awards.
And the current thing is that, like, you know, if someone already had, like, let's say they won the People's Choice Awards, but they also won Best Narrative, we're gonna make sure we're gonna have at least 4 distinct winners. So if someone gets voted for People's Choice, but they already have Best Narrative, we're gonna move down the list to someone who doesn't have an award. So at the end of this, we have like 4 distinct winners for the contest. Okay, convention. All right, this is more technical, but we will have a convention alongside the contest. Yes. And inside this convention, the convention is a physical digital convention, right? On Roblox. It's a Roblox game. It is going to be a place to showcase and socialize with other video makers, set up booths to show off your work and skill, and explore and hang out. And I want to clarify, the convention is for anyone who has a specific role, but it can be for anything. If you are an animator, you can, like, you know, kind of make a booth that reflects that. If you are an artist, put up posters that kind of reflects that. It can be anyone. It can be any skill at all that you just want to showcase, or just show your personality, right? Like, just show yourself off, sell yourself, you know? So these are like images of the convention. You know, this is like the first floor, and the booths here are just like templates. We're going to update them. And this is the second floor, and you can see in the corner, like, people already have made booths here, and this is a close-up of like few of the booths that people have already made. Look at that. It's beautiful, right?
Amazing.
And you know, like these are like the screenshots, and you know, there's some areas where people can just lounge and hang out, right? I don't know why I posted the same 2 images here, but yeah.
Oh my god, bro.
So I just want to clarify this. In the convention, there'll be spaces where you can submit custom build booths. You'll be given 1 of 3 templates depending on your role. So I just want to clarify. You can build something in studio, send it to us, and we'll include it in the convention. But here's the thing. Not everyone can get booths, and it depends on the role you have on the server. And that does mean that in order to set up a booth, you need to join the Discord server because we need to give you the roles. But here's how it is. If you want the large booth, if you have the project leader role, right, and that would be someone like Joe, a gunner, that would be someone like Kevin, that would be someone like Jim, right? You get access to the large booths. If you are production or assistant VP, that'll be something like Pepperino, who I believe is in the audience. I don't know. Those are medium booths, which is like I think like half the size of a large booth. If you have the talent role, you get the small booths, which is like 1/3 of the size of a medium booth. If you have no roles, it's okay because in the game you can set up stands, which has limited customizability. Like you can add banners, you can like kind of add merchandise as well. It's fine. You don't need to have a role to kind of like showcase who you are. But I do highly recommend, if you do not have a role right now, you want to set up a booth, I highly recommend you go to #portfolio channel on the server and like post your stuff and get evaluated.
Yeah.
If you don't have a role right now, I highly recommend you go to the portfolio.
Yeah, also, I just want to point out, if you're going to be making a booth, make sure to be really, really creative with it.
Yeah.
And make as much of all the space you can in it. Also, you don't have to stick to the templates. You can essentially do whatever you want with it. Like, it doesn't have to be this and just a bunch of your stuff put there. No, you can, like, go all out, as long as it doesn't have too many parts in it, if you know what I mean.
Right,
Yeah,
and
it doesn't exceed the size.
And there's going to be a guide later on that we're going to show you, which has some of the rules and guidelines that you need to follow. But we'll cover that later in the video. Okay. If you are interested in making a convention place, step one, get a copy of the RSVP convention booth and build place. So if you click on like the link in this slide, if you want to get started with the booth, I recommend you click on the RSVP convention booth build place and just download a copy of the place. And if you get that, inside of it will contain, you can see that there are a template for a large booth, a medium booth, and a small booth. Okay, we have these items that can become like an interactable object. So let me just test it here. I just want to showcase this briefly, right? First things first, you can sell your merchandise. So you can see this mannequin here. If you hover your mouse over it, you can press E and you can, well, theoretically buy it, but like, you know, this is a third, you can't, like, I disabled third party in this version, but you know, you can like buy, like by interacting with this and buy the shirts on here. So you can sell merch here. So if you hover over this shirt here, you can press E and you can buy this. Well, not in this place, right? But in the convention place, you can buy it, right? Which allows you to buy it, right? And we have a cosplay station. So you see this mannequin on the side here? Well, if I were to go up here and get in here, it switches up your clothing so it kind of matches the one in this mannequin.
So if you do have a booth, you can literally put your character in there and like do all that crazy stuff. Yeah.
And to implement this, you do not need to know scripting knowledge. We deliberately made this to be as simple as possible for you to implement in your booths. Now, here's the thing. If you want to sell merchandise on RSVP, you can do that, but we do get a cut because we are hosting the sale of like the clothing on the game. So we do get a cut. So we do get the cut. If you want to avoid the cut, and it's basically like taxes, right? If you want to avoid the tax, what I recommend is you set up a game teleport where you go here, and if you press E, it's going to play an animation, and it's going to teleport you to a different game. Look at that. I got killed. But that's the idea, right? I think I may have to reset my character. But the point is, you can like set up a game teleport, and you can teleport, outside of Roblox convention, and you can sell your merch without the tax, right? We give you that option. So, and not to mention, if you have a small booth, you can just put a game TP, and then you can just teleport to a bigger game, right? You get more to work with. So, last one, and this is kind of fun. You see how this like a character is kind of idling about, I'm sleeping here, and I go up to it. It plays an animation. One thing about this NPCs is you can actually interact with it if you hover it. Press E, and you can actually have a conversation with the NPC. Wow. And if you select certain options, you can make it like a play a sound, right?
Yeah.
So you can make it like do some interesting stuff with the dynamic NPC, and like you can add a dynamic NPC to kind of give it a bit of spice to your booths, right? And this is all like pretty easy to implement, right? You just need to set up and just add everything, and it should be good. And also, you might be wondering, what are these guys on the floor? We have plushies of the members here, right? And we're going to announce what we're going to do with these plushies later on, but you know, you can play around these plushies what you want. All right, so, okay, that's step 1. You get a copy out of the place. Step 2 is you go read the RSVP convention booth building guide, right? Because this contains everything. If you have a question, consult to the official RSVP booth guide. And let me just like share the link to you guys, because it just about explains everything. So it has a lot of things. Like it's going to explain like which booth to use. It has a dimension of like each booth size. So like the small booth is 14 studs length, 25 studs wide, and 20 studs high. And this is what the stand booth is when you don't have a role. And then we have the booth limitations and standards, right? It's going to cover stuff as, you know, in your booth, you can have scripts, no highlights, no unanchored parts except for NPCs, and we have a 10K part hard limit. But, you know, if your booth looks really cool, we might ignore that rule. But that just means try to optimize your booth as much as possible. All merchandise must be set correctly, as in, like, if you play the game, it actually allows you to buy the correct merchandise. And you must include language and content that is appropriate for Roblox. And the content of your booth must reflect your talent, your project, and your body of work, right? Don't put, like, content that you didn't make or you had no hand in. You know, be honest about, like, make sure it reflects your work, right? And then the rest of the guide will just gonna go through, like, how do you set up these stuff, right? Hopefully it's useful for you, but just read them if you're curious, all right? All right, last step, post in the booths channel with screenshots of your booth and DM the RBXM file of the booth to one of the admins to submit your booth to the convention. This is the very last step that you're gonna take, right? DM the admins, we'll go through, evaluate it, see if it's good, and we'll add it in, right? Okay, now that's all for the convention booths. So hopefully you guys are interested in what we do for the booths.
Yeah.
Now it's time for the FAQ, right?
Hell yeah.
These are the questions that you sent us like a week ago that we're going to answer now. Now, we're not going to answer every single question that was asked in the forums. We kind of combined a lot of them and just kind of like go through the ones which were asked frequently. So the first FAQ question is, when will the film festival happen?
That's an easy question. Earliest in January, if there are enough submissions.
Now, that's the connection. What we mean by enough submissions, if you get like at least 10 submissions, we'll just proceed as normal. But if there's like only 5 submissions, we may extend the deadline, but we'll really push people to like get it done, right?
Well, when does the game itself open, though?
Probably in December. We want to make it like open before we do the proper stream, right?
Yeah, chances are before Christmas, I'd say.
Will the events be promoted outside of RSVP? Yes! This is an effort for the community to raise interest to more members. In fact, I encourage you guys to share the news of the contest to everyone as you can, right? We want to get more people interested in this hobby as much as you can.
Spread the word in every server you're in. Moon, your own server, anywhere, basically.
Next question. How can we participate if we are not on Discord? And we kind of answered this in the previous section, but we do have forms that you must fill in order to submit your movies, right? Except for booths. You need to be on Discord in order to get the booths. Yeah. So if you're to click here, right, you'll be asked, like, I'll post a link to your videos, Discord tag, your Roblox username, who else worked in your videos, and you need to, like, sign a disclaimer saying, like, you understand that we're going to be showcasing, like, the video on the stream, right? And I just want to say, I hope you like the images that we put here, far side here. I didn't even get the joke here, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Are there any prizes? Well, Jen, do we have any prizes?
Yes, we do.
You know it.
Yeah, we'll be giving out 4 awards, as mentioned earlier, with a prize of 500 Robux for each prize.
Now, what I'm hoping is like we can get like donators. This winning pool is from our Roblox group fund. Because we don't really have any ideas what to do with the group fund. We have like 4,000 Robux right there. It's like just burning a hole in there. So we decided, you know, we'll use a 50% of our group funds for this contest. But I'll be honest, 500 Robux is kind of low. I want to up the ante. So in the future, I may find a way to like increase the number of like the how big this prize is. But you know, I can't promise too much.
Exactly.
Next question. Can 2 or more people work on a film submission? Well, can we? Can 2 people work on a film?
Yes. However, decide amongst yourselves how to split the prizes.
So there's no, we don't, we'll give a prize to the winning film, but you have to figure out how like that money is going to be split up, right? So that's amongst yourselves.
Exactly. So next question.
Look at that Doug Walker.
Yeah.
Will the films be reviewed in the convention? And that is...
We'll do a short discussion on the stream when we watch the submissions. So, technically, yes.
It's not gonna extensive. We're gonna give it like maybe at most 5 minutes to kind of talk about it, and then just like maybe move on. Depending on how good like the film is, it might get longer, but you know, we'll just like try to go through. And remember, we there's like in the stream we're going to watch up to 20 minutes of the film you watch. So anything beyond that, we're gonna ask people just watch somewhere else. All right.
Cool.
Now this might be interested. This might be an interesting question for some of you. Can the animation portray the consumption of tobacco/cigarettes and mild blood? And this is a very complicated question as far as like our standards, but our general idea is that keep things PG-13, right? If you can imagine it happening in a John Wick movie, probably okay, right? Probably okay, right? A lot of violence happens in a John Wick movie, but you know, like you know, that's kind of the audience, right? I mean, the Discord server is like PG-13. You can't, you know, people who are under the age of 13 cannot be here, but you know, we can allow some level of like mature topics on here. But if you were to like make like the Roblox equivalent of a Terrifier movie, we will probably, that will not pass. Okay, like
Fuck no, bro.
Right.
Hell no.
You have to go pretty extreme for us to not, you know, not be accepted as a contest, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Should we link any toolbox assets that we use? And in this situation, we encourage proper attribution as well as sharing high quality free assets, but it is not required for the contest. It'd be cool if you did, though. You know, it'd be cool if you did.
Yeah. You know, it's part of our DNA to like share all the assets we use. Like, we're very against gatekeeping in this community, if you ask us.
Yeah. If you have cool shit, you know, if you find cool shit, try to share with us.
Yeah, we all grow together.
Yeah. Will there be more games associated with the film festival other than the convention? There'll only be one place for the film fest. It'll be held, right?
You almost
got
our hopes up, man.
Yeah.
Ew.
In fact, like in the future, we are probably going to reuse the film fest game for a future event.
Yeah, but we're gonna probably
Like, with
redecorate it.
Next question. How detailed, if you're interested in this booth, how detailed would the booths have to be for the convention? And this is kind of important, right? The bigger the booth, the higher our standards will be. We will message you if we deem your submission to be low quality. The reason why we have this is because we have a limited number of large booths. So we want to be sparing as far as like who gets the booth. If we don't want to fill up like the large booth with just like low quality, just like kind of didn't really try at all. If we get someone who submits late but their booth is a banger, we may have to like displace people who had their place on there. But we'll either ask this. We ask them, okay, can you like add more stuff or improve on your booth, or like kind of compress your booth to a medium booth instead. So, you know, we expect a higher standard the bigger the booth is. Next, can fan films be submitted for the film contest? Yes. Just be honest if your film is adapting a pre-existing script. Just be just be honest. Like, you know, it's okay if you're making an adaptation in Roblox. That is perfectly fine, right? If you're going to like recreate and stay in Roblox and you submit it to the content, yeah, that's fine. We'll consider it for the submission. But just be honest that what you're making is not, you know, you didn't make the script, right? Just be honest about that. Okay, and this is pretty important. Do I need voices for our animation, or can the video just use subtitles? How you express your film is up to the creator. Voice acting is not required.
Yeah, there's honestly plenty of us within the community that don't use voice actors in our films. Like,
Yeah.
And not to mention, like, you don't even need to have dialogue. It can be like a silent movie.
yeah.
Right?
That too.
That being said, I do not literally mean a silent movie. if you do not have a single bit of sound effects or sound design in your movie, it would come off as like being a little bit unfinished. So you're probably not going to get that far, right? You're probably not going to win any awards if you absolutely have no sound, right? So try to
challenge somebody to make a good silent film in Roblox.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's a challenge.
But-
Maybe it could work. Maybe it doesn't. We'll see.
That's a good challenge prop, actually.
But just to clarify, you don't need to have VAs, but we do expect you to have some sound. So at least put some background music in your animation, because if there's like absolutely silence, I don't know, like it just seems really unfinished, right? It's like having no backgrounds in a film, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now the next one is going to be a very contentious topic.
I am very opinionated about this one, so.
But is the use of AI generated voice lines permitted? Now, okay, AI generated voice, very controversial topic, right? But like for this contest, we'll just say we're not going to like promote it or condone it or like condemn it or whatever, right? Use of AI will not disqualify you. However, we will weigh how you use Roblox as a medium as a higher consideration. You won't likely win if most of your film is made using AI.
Yeah.
I hope that's fair, right?
Yeah, just to also make one thing clear, I'd say 3 out of like the 4 head janters here, we'd probably put you a step down in like scoring when it comes to like your short films.
Right.
You do use AI generated stuff. Like,
And I would say, like, as a rule of thumb, we're in a creative space, and fellow creatives, when they see AI, they usually just get turned off by it and probably won't end up watching your work.
Right.
So that's what I've seen in my experience.
We're not going to be wowed if it no matter how impressive the AI is. We're going to focus on how you use Roblox as a medium, right? It's a Roblox specialized. That's why it's a Roblox contest, right?
Yeah.
I also need to mention, if you do use here's the thing. What's important is that you make it to the deadline, right? And if you take some kind of shortcut, but you make it to the deadline, we will accept it as a submission. But if you don't make it to the deadline, we're not going to accept it as a submission. But here's the thing. If you do take these shortcuts and you're not unsatisfied with what it is, feel free to re-edit, make a re-edited version afterwards. Free to do that, yeah?
a director's cut
you can submit like a version for the contest, which isn't perfect, right? But then later on, you can just make one, with like in this case, like if you use like AI voices because one of your voice actors couldn't make it in time, just send it so it makes it to a timeline, and then afterwards, just like once you get the voice, just release it again, right? We'll be happy to promote that as well, like on the server, right? We'll ping everyone on that as a major release. Okay.
Exactly.
Just to clarify that. Okay, next question. Is there any possibility I could request my film to be played last in the film fest? So this has to do with the live stream, and we will say we'll do it by order of submission, but do tell us ahead of time, and we may accommodate with you. So on the stream, we might invite the people who created the stream to just discuss their films briefly. In that case, you can ask us, but just please tell us, so we can like adjust the ordering for you.
Exactly.
All right, next question. Would it be all right to submit a film that's a part of an ongoing series?
I'm like, what the hell is this image?
Yeah. Jim, how about you answer this? Because, you have Elysium, which is an ongoing series, so...
Yes. Don't blame us if we get confused with what's going on with it. So,
right.
If it's part of a series that you're working on and we haven't seen it, and it, heavily relies on us having background knowledge of said series to understand it, don't blame us if we don't give it a high score and do not understand what the hell's happening within it, because chances are we might not have seen it, so kind of bear that in mind. And I'll give you guys an idea, right? So if you want to submit something and it's part of an ongoing series, maybe make it an entry point to that series. A jumping on point, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, or maybe just make it a spin-off,
Yeah.
Like it's in the same universe, but it explains a different story.
Here's the thing. You don't your submissions don't need to be like a standalone thing, right? If you were making like a video production for like a video like months before we even announced this thing, but you get it done for the contest, you can submit that for the contest. That's perfectly fine. What's important is that you get something done, right? We want to encourage you to finish a project. Use this contest as an excuse to encourage yourself to get something done. That is the important part.
Yep.
Right. And not to mention, a lot of the people who make videos, they make series. Like Jim makes Elysion, which is he's currently working on chapter 3. Rivi and Akira, they still have an ongoing series, Vortex Security, Black Sparrow, right? Suitlude is making Kloby's event. That's hiatus, but he is making like an ongoing series. And like Joe Gunner, he is making like a Tales of the Vagabond and an ongoing series.
Yeah, even
now, theoretically speaking,
yeah, Glovis
if
is also
he gets
doing Brisk as well.
Oh yeah, Brisk, right? But
still work in progress though.
But here's the thing, like we will still accept it, right? I mean, there's chances that you may not win the best narrative award, but you might win the best technicals award, right? Next question: would it be possible to submit trailers, sneak peeks, or announcements for upcoming projects with a short film contest? This is kind of interesting. So this is a short film contest, right? And technically speaking, like trailers, sneak peeks, or announcements, they're not exactly films. But we'll be happy to showcase it on the stream, but they will not be in consideration for the contest. That being said, we can include them as kind of like advertisements, right?
Exactly.
Like previews in between like a contest. So, think of it like a Nintendo Direct, right? Think of it as like a Nintendo Direct where like people can like watch like these like upcoming projects. I want to encourage you. And here's the thing: if you're unable to finish your project, edit it into a trailer and you can still showcase what you made. Again, get it done. Get it done as much as you can. But if you can't get it done, edit it together so at least you can show up for the stream, right? All right. Should we mention at RSVP in the video? I assume just for this submission. I want to clarify this. Our YouTube channel, it's not at RSVP. It's like at RoSpicVidPro. So it's not literally RSVP.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are not required, but it'd be cool if you did, In fact, like you can download our logo animation video in front of it, Make it a little bit classy. We're not going to reject the free advertisements, right? Any form of marketing, right?
Exactly.
All right. Next question. Is there going to be it's a winter film fest.
Yeah.
What about a summer film fest, right? Sounds like a decent idea, guys.
Yeah, like, honestly, it depends on the success of this, like, convention, but honestly, I'm more or less happy to do a summer film festival as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to quantify the success as if we get at least 10 submissions, that would be a roaring success in our eyes. Right.
Exactly.
And just to clarify, you guys starting from now, if you start from now, you got 2 months to make at least a minimum of 2-minute long video. Just a clarification, right? We hope that timeline is charitable for you guys. And next question, this one's a little bit more subjective, right? And I want to ask what the admins feelings are. Which matters most, the animation skills for the film or the storytelling?
Oh, that is actually quite an interesting question. Shrek, Glove, do you guys want to like say your opinion first?
I would say a mix of both, but honestly, I will be judging mostly from the storytelling because it's a short film contest, and I know you guys are pressed for time, so animation might not be, perfected in the 2 months that we have, but yeah, it's gonna be a mix of both based on the time that we have and like the quality of the writing.
All right.
I mean, you can always cut corners for animation as long as it's watchable, Like, yeah.
Okay.
I'd say for me, like, it can really depends, really, like, what you want to convey with the story. If you're not, like, the best animator, like, you could probably be a really good storyteller, like, very, very good, well, how should I say it, like, technical skills, like, cinematography and lighting and even production value. If you manage to make your fucking video look good and, tell a good story of it, animation doesn't really matter by the end of the day. Like, you could submit, like, you could have, like, a high-quality, high-intense, octane action fight animation, and if the story ain't there, it's not gonna get, like, a pass of storytelling, you know what I mean?
on the other hand, some of you guys might not be too confident with your storytelling abilities, but really amazing at animation, right? I think that's still valuable, and I think we should value that as a skill. And look, I mean, if you had just have a very effectively a fight scene animation, still send it in, right? You can still win best production for this contest.
Yeah. So to answer this question, which really matters is what you're best at.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, don't worry. This is going to be the last few questions. We're going to go into Q&A soon.
Okay, next question.
Yeah. Oh, and all of them matters. Our prize and awards for the contest will reflect this. Okay. I think this might be one of the last questions.
Yeah.
Are there going to be similar events as the Winter Film Festival in the future?
We plan on doing community events as much as we can, because honestly I feel like the most fun thing about this community, aside from seeing everyone collaborate and share their stuff, is the events. It really brings things together, I don't know, seasonal roundup, the live streams. Honestly, I just love seeing everyone come together and just share our stuff, and you know what I mean? It's hard to explain.
Even if the Winter Film Fest is if flounders, we're still not going to give up on trying to do a lot more community events. We want to get you guys involved as much as we can, and we want to encourage you guys to complete your projects as much as possible, right? So even if this thing is not successful, we're still going to root for doing more community stuff.
Exactly.
Sounds good. All right.
This is our first huge event, so we're super excited.
Yeah.
And that was the last of the FAQ questions. Let's open up to the audience. So if you guys have questions,
so
let's open it up to the audience.
All right, so Ryan Cool Gamer 15249 has a question. He's kind of concerned about being able to get a film out by the deadline. So what would you guys advise? The best way to work around a schedule to make a Roblox film?
Okay, again, we really hope. I hope that the 2-month deadline and the minimum of 2 minutes is forgiving for you guys. I'd be really disappointed if it is not. But here's the thing: if you have some kind of footage to work with, even if you don't have a complete content, edit that down to a trailer or a promo, and still submit it, and we can still share it in the stream, right?
Would the map have to be... I can't read it properly. Detailed or something, or can it be low quality? That's by some weird animator. Honestly...
There's a lot of weird animators here. You gotta be specific.
It's in the YouTube live chat, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I'd say the quality of the map does not, really matter. It really depends on, what you're capable of doing, really. And how it looks.
Like we said before, do what you're best at. Play your cards well.
I'll say, make sure that your background is at least more detailed than the default base plate. That's the least we asked as far as background goes. All right? It's okay. You can use free models. Just don't be lazy. Add something. Stimulate the senses, okay?
So how exactly would trailer's announcement be submitted for the stream? I guess just hit us up in DMs or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a trailer, you want to be included in the stream, maybe send a DM to one of us, with the link to the video, and we'll include it.
Flight Nick said, how exactly would trailers announcements be submitted for the stream? Honestly, just fill up the same thing. By the last week of production, we'll ask you, okay, if you couldn't complete it or if you can't complete it, just re-edit it into a trailer and just submit it to the forums, right? Again, get something done. I would be really disappointed if you don't even get anything done within 2 months, all right? I mean, look, not everyone can make a film, but I hope the 2-minute thing just kind of says you this doesn't need to be too elaborate, right? As long as it's not an animation test or just recording of you doing M1 animations, it's good, right? If it's beyond that, we should be good.
Exactly. So I think we'll end the stream there, fellas. What do you say?
Does anyone want to join on the live stage? I mean, we're not going to record on the stream, but does anyone want to join the live stage?
Everybody start raising your hand.
Cool. This will be the end of the stream. Thank you all for watching, and so long and good night.
So long, farewell.
So long and good night. Any final words,
Oh.
fellas?
I don't know, but it seems like, yeah. It was,